Good evening, everyone, and welcome. My name is Debbie Sullivan-Yates. I'm the Director of the Schools of Nursing, and I'm happy to be here with you this evening as we celebrate a milestone in the practical nursing students' journey to becoming LPNs. The capping ceremony has a long history, and for many of us, when we became nurses, having a cap was a very special thing to be able to work as a nurse with a cap. Of course, nowadays you don't see it in the practice setting anymore, but they've been around for a really long time, and it's nice that there's still that history and connection with a cap that we have in nursing. It's hard to say exactly when caps came into existence. They say that, hundreds of years ago, there were nuns were serving as caregivers, and of course they had their bells and stuff. And most, of course, when Florence Nightingale came around and she started working with developing caregivers and nurses and that, she created and had them wearing a head garment, a cap, to protect their hair and to keep their hair out of whatever they were doing with their patients. The ironic thing is, what originally started out as something that they felt was a safety and infection control type thing, having the caps, in more recent years, part of the reason that we don't usually wear a cap now is the fact that they feel that it's probably an infection control issue. And a lot of times, of course, now it is, those of us that did wear caps in practice, it was neat to wear them, but it also had its challenges. If you can imagine, mine had kind of wings on it, not real big, but it had points on it. So if I got into a room where there was a curtain around the patient, my cap and the curtain sometimes were having a little dance trying to, find room. And many times if I was running to a code or something, my cap wasn't quite going as fast as I was down the hall. I was kind of off my head by the time I got there. But I also found that I got a lot of respect wearing my nurse's cap. And especially when I was an evening supervisor, there would be times, it was kind of around the time when we were transitioning to not wearing them. And so if I didn't wear it, if I went up and told somebody I was a supervisor, okay. But if I had my cap on and I went up and, if they saw that I was a nurse and that I was a supervisor, I seemed to get more respect. So there is something about the cap that I think generates respect because it stands for something, and it makes people think of nurses and all that nurses bring to their patients and that. So even though you may never wear the cap, it's still a symbol of all that nursing has to offer our patients. And in this case, it's a sign of you're almost being done with the program, which of course is very exciting too. So now I'm going to ask Meredith Simmons to come forward. She's going to give the chaplain reading.
Good evening and welcome to Riverside School of Health Careers capping ceremony, where tonight we're celebrating the noble accomplishment of the LPN class of 2013's progression into senior level status. For those of you I haven't had the chance to meet yet, my name is Meredith Simmons, and for some crazy reason, these amazing ladies and gentlemen before you thought back in January that I should represent our group as the class chaplain. So it was a job that I was excited to perform because, well, this actually may come as a shocking surprise to most of you, but I do enjoy being center stage from time to time. And of course, I do like to talk sometimes as well. So, now the duties of the job seem simple enough. Come to the meetings and be inspirational. I thought, wow, well that's a pretty good gig. I get to be the center of attention. I get to tell these cute little nursing stories, and these people will actually listen to me. And then heck, they actually really want me to do this. But actually, it was pretty clear from the beginning that the inspiration I had to relay to them was already in who they are and what is going to make them the best in the field of nursing. The capping ceremony represents many of the things that nurses hold dear. It's a celebration of our education and our evolution as academic individuals in healthcare. It is a symbol of our respect and appreciation for the nurses before us who wore their caps every day as they selflessly cared for others. It is a strengthening of our commitment to the nursing profession and our desire to serve those who are in need. But most of all, the nurse's cap represents humility and nobility. It proclaims a nurse's readiness to voluntarily take on the responsibilities of caring and rendering service. The individuals before you have sacrificed so much over the past 10 months to get where they are today. While many of their kids were playing in the backyard, they were sitting at the kitchen table, dedicating hours upon hours to studying the material we had just learned that day in class. While a lot of their friends went to the beach and to the park this summer, they were up at 5 a.m. to be on time for clinical, where an elderly patient was eagerly waiting for them to help with their morning bath. While their loved ones and spouses enjoyed late nights filled with restaurants, movies, concerts, and other forms of leisure, these nursing students were trying to make their care plans perfect for the 10th time that week. What I'm trying to explain is that everything we have done, every smile we have given, every hand we have held, every tear we have dried has led us to this moment. We're here because we want to be here, because we believe that people deserve to be treated with compassion, respect, and dignity. This is something we are dedicating our lives to. We're here because we knew we had something more to give to others. We have something more within ourselves that reminds us every day that humanity deserves to be acknowledged. I could not be more proud to call myself a member of this soon-to-be nurses, amazing group of soon-to-be nurses. And as their chaplain, I know that the most inspirational story of all is the one that we are creating together. And I leave you with the words of the inspirational and late and great John F. Kennedy, who said, "We choose not to go to the moon because it is easy, but because it is hard." Congratulations to LPN class of 2013. Please give a round of applause for not only our class president, but also one of my 3 best friends, as well as one of the best nurses I know, Amber Porter.
That was a very touching speech. And Meredith said everything more than I could say. I'm going to keep it simple and short and sweet. All of you have become siblings, a sisterhood, a brotherhood, people who are willing to do, I know I was doing this, people who are willing to put others always above and before themselves. Patients have bad days, they're sick, they don't want to be there, they're not on the best of moods. But we, as individuals, come in and hold their hands and make them feel better and treat them as though they're the only patient that we have. And that, to me, is why I'm going to become a nurse. And I know a lot of you, it's the same. As Meredith said, we have had a trying last couple of semesters. We have lost a lot of sleep, gained a lot of weight, and probably a few more gray hairs also. Sacrifice for our families. I know my daughter is here, and she's had a great sacrifice as well, as I know yours have. Your family and loved ones have sacrificed too. But it's all for one common goal. We are here to be of service to others. We're here to make that one person feel okay that one day. So I'm just speechless right now. All of us started off this semester, this term, a little bit wiser than we had the previous terms. But if you look back to January, when we began this journey together, we walked into a room as strangers, and it was kind of daunting, I know for me anyway, wide-eyed and wondering what was going to happen. And then we got to meet our wonderful instructors, who we love, and Ms. Brown, who's going But over time, these instructors have become our mentors. They have become the shoulders that we lean on also. So I think you guys have done a wonderful job, and I think you as well for all that you have done for us, because you're helping mold future nurses. So, anyway, guys, we did it. We only have a little bit longer to go. Just hang in there. I know we have a test tomorrow, and we're a little stressed about that. So, you know, I'm proud to say that I'm a member of your class, and I love you all.
Okay, I'm guilty. I Miss Brown. And everybody has said what's on my sheet